John, welcome to another edition of the CEO's blog. Let's talk about the Carnival of Cups. It went through Broken Hill last Friday.
Last Friday, and wasn't it great? That Ben-Hur, that gladiatorial type racing, the round and round in circles, getting dizzy. There was unfortunately the obligatory fall, but what was really pleasing about the meeting, it's a great crowd. Tracy and her committee do so much to promote this meeting, and of course they will go on, but you know, we want everyone to play by our rules, and that's an issue we have with Broken Hill. But Casey Hocking winning the cup, a return home, that was for her and Brendan fantastic, and I know you were there, and you enjoyed a great night of racing and a really good after party, so I believe.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and Casey was very happy winning with double standards the feature race. There was also a Carnival of Cups meeting at Junee on Saturday.
Yeah, Junee, it was unfortunate their first Carnival of Cups was washed out, but they were able to pull together a great meeting on Saturday night, and a great meeting in many respects. They had their drivers, their annual drivers challenge, and it was good to see that Billy Trembath certainly showed the younger guys how to drive. I think there was him and Graham Watts representing the seniors of the sport there, and I say that with tongue in cheek, of course, but no, it was good. It was very competitive. Going into the last race, there were three drivers tied on the same number of points, but Bill pulled through. Other highlights of the night, of course, were young Bailey Duck driving his first winner, and he's a unique young man. He's only 18, and it was good to see early in the night the youth were coming through with the wins. But Bailey Duck, as I said, a unique young man with a lot of places to go, and he's not one of the traditional people that come from within the industry. He's a guy that took up harness racing, and there's a bright future there for him.
Okay, and how about Alan Patterson received an award at Junee on Saturday?
Yeah, at the meeting, it's the inaugural Harness Racing New South Wales Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, for those that don't know, Alan was the instigator of the mini trot movement. Did a tremendous amount of work in the early days, taking horses to different places to put on races. He started the state championships, and of course they're just around the corner, but it was good to see that. He was also one of the original secretaries of the Southwest and Riverina regions for the bigger horses. So a very well deserved award for Alan Patterson, and he was there. His family were there, which was great. They'd travelled from as far away as the Hunter to be there, and yeah, it was just a fitting reward for a man that has put in so much towards harness racing, especially the mini trot movement.
Okay, well, let's talk about this weekend. The Bathurst Gold Crown Carnival kicks off.
It kicks off in a big way on Friday night, and we have 5 heats of the Tiara, and then we get into a massive meeting on Saturday night with the Colts and Geldings. 5 heats there, but it's an 11 race program. It was great. The honoree stakes, 5 heats, and the Smooth Satin Cup. The honorees this year, of course, Peter and Murray Neal. They've put a lifetime into harness racing. Great supporters, great contributors, both financially and in the administration role as well, especially with the Owners Association. So they've been named, and they will be honoured with those heats, of course. And I think the honoree dinner is next Tuesday night. And of course we roll on then into the yearling sales. Graham Borden Company have the yearling sales at the Bathurst Showground. Some really good stock there for people to go and buy, and the opportunities are, of course, as I always say, best opportunities are here in New South Wales.
Yes, well, that sale is on Sunday, March 25, which people can see that just behind you there.
Yeah, product placement, of course. We always have product placement, and you just have to work out what that placement's really for. But
every week it changes.
Every week it changes.
Okay, let's talk about the Standardbred Pleasure and Performance Association of New South Wales. They had their first state championship at Tamworth, Paceway Tamworth, over the weekend. And
this is something, it's part of our strategy, and with the rehoming or retraining of Standardbreds, and the girls that are behind the SPPHA, they've done a tremendous job. We've taken those championships, the inaugural championships, to Paceway Tamworth, and there were some just marvellous what these horses can do, and really what was presented on the day were outstanding. Just to name some of the winners, of course we have some of those horses that were known around the racetracks. 10 Commanders and Jessica Goody has that horse. He was driven by Richard Williams in the state Grand Champion racing turnout, and marvellous horse. And I'm Blue Double D, he was a champion, a real champion of the track, and Judy Frisbee was there. He won the Fashions on the Field, State Grand Champion led, State Grand Champion best presented. Diamond Park Kalesi, or Go Missy as she was when she raced, Amanda presented her Harness Racing New South Wales. She was the off-the-track winner. That process was across a number of tracks, a number of events around New South Wales throughout the year. And Magnanimous for Amy Mannix, she was the state grand champion ridden open standardbreds. So, but all those horses so well presented. They're beautiful animals, and of course those state championships will be on again next year.
Yeah, I think they had over 40 horses there, which is fantastic for the first series. Okay, let's talk about siblings. Let's kick off with the Gallagher siblings, Sheridan and Josh.
Yeah, Josh, he scored his first double at Maitland, but I think he's been rather outshined by his sister Sheridan, not in the harness racing world. I mean, of course, she competed in the mini trots, but Sheridan has been selected for the Young Matildas. She'll carry or wear jumper number 15, and she's a marvellous young girl. Josh is a wonderful young boy as well, and all credit to Dad Damien and Mum Felicity for having two really wonderful young children, and we wish them all the best.
All right, so the next siblings I want to talk to you about is Ashley and Cam Hart.
Yeah, I was in Junee, and of course Cameron won down there, but I think his sister outshone him with her first win at Tabcorp Park, Menangle on Tuesday. Once again, siblings, they're both on the racetrack. There'll be plenty of competition going forward with them, but it's fantastic. All these young people we have in the sport, or young people that have been in our sport, that are certainly going to be high achievers going forward.
Yeah, well, Ash had 2 drives this week for 2 wins, and she works for Craig Cross. And Craig Cross's horse, Affronte, raced at Goulburn on Sunday in race 5, and it was an interesting start to that race.
Yeah, well, we've had our vets, of course, look at the horse. There must be an iron deficiency here because the way that he latched onto that mobile barrier and caused the first false start, or a false start, certainly was worrying, but the vets did clear him to race, and he won as an odds-on favourite should. So, yeah, maybe Craig has to do a little bit of work there with making sure that, or Luke rather, the Luke McCarthy, the driver, that he doesn't get to the barrier too soon, because he can certainly latch on, as we did see. Yeah,
well, Affronte, maybe it wasn't going fast enough for him. Okay, let's talk about mini trotters, John. We're here to announce the 2 representatives for the New Zealand Kids Carts. Tell me about the process first.
Well, the process was simply all these brilliant young kids made applications. We had a panel that assessed those applications on a 3-2-1 basis. The girls in one section, the boys in the other section, and we came up with 2 very, very worthy winners. A young Jake Begini, he is in for the boys, and he'll travel to New Zealand with his mum and dad, and I think the entire family is actually going to New Zealand there. And Isabella Cassar, it was the worthy selection in the girls section. Very close in all respects with those applications, and I wish them both very well, but I thank the other children for making an application. I wish them all the best in the state championships coming up towards the end of March over Easter. So well done to Jake and Isabella. Thank you for the rest of the children, and of course if you're still in the mini trots, you can apply again next year.
Okay, big addition. Have you got anything else to add?
I think that's all for this week, but there'll be plenty more next week.
I look forward to it. Thanks for your time, John.
Thanks, Amanda.